Hello, football fans. We're back. Conference championship weekend. We had a little bye week last week, technical difficulties, but we're back. Let's just jump right into it, gentlemen. We got the Chiefs at the Ravens. Ravens were the number one seed going in, playing in Baltimore. Baltimore favored by 3.5 points. All right, we'll start with you, Nick.
Yeah, I mean, this is probably one of the. I'm just happy that the Chiefs beat the Bills last week. So I don't have to listen to Bills Mafia for one more week, see them jumping through tables in the snow, catching themselves on fire. Thank God. So I am just happy that it's not them. So this is going to be a good game. I couldn't care less who wins. I know I have a lot of friends, you included, Chris, that don't want to see these Chiefs go to another Super Bowl. I felt it when I was seeing the Patriots go to the Super Bowl almost every other year. So I don't have that same feeling. I think it's going to be a really good game between Lamar and Patrick Mahomes. I just, I think with Baltimore, the way they're playing on offense and defense and special teams, they just match up well against this Chiefs team. The 3.5 points does scare me a little bit because I think it could come down to a final field goal. But I'm going to take the Ravens at home here with the 3.5 points.
All right, all right. Tony, you're next up in the lineup. Talk to us about Chiefs and Ravens.
Yeah, I agree with you, Nick. I agree with a lot of what you said there. I'm thinking it's going to be a good game as well. 3.5 points, that did go ahead and worry me a little bit. I know that we don't really want to see a Chiefs dynasty in action, and Patrick Mahomes and that Chiefs team has really turned it on since they've gotten to the playoffs, so that is a little worrisome, but I think what's being most overlooked is how good that Ravens defense has been like all season. They are like really, really good, and I think this is where the lack of weapons for the Chiefs is going to bite them. If Patrick Mahomes had like really legit receivers, like one receiver even, I would have more confidence in picking the Chiefs in this game. But like Kelsey looks old, and I know he had a couple moments against the Bills last week, but I just don't think that he has enough, and I think this is the Ravens' moment. I think this is Lamar's moment, so I think they end up winning by more than 3.5. I think the Ravens cover in this one.
All right. I'm on my lonely island. I'm like a abuse victim at this point with the Chiefs. Like, I know better. I'm not picking against them. Like, if the NFL's rigged. We know who's gonna win this game. Like, come on. Like, don't even give me hope that Baltimore can win. Yeah, but like I believe it was like comedian Stavros Halkias came out and said that just like this is rigged. They're gonna give it to Kansas City. We all know we're gonna have Taylor Swift in the Super Bowl. Like, come on, everyone. We're all just trying to like will this into
Yeah.
existence. That the Ravens beat the Chiefs, but we've seen this. We've seen this time and time again. I would have much rather had the Bills here, setting their nuts on fire and diving through tables and whatnot than this. Like, I'm tired of Chiefs. I'm tired of the Kelsey brothers. Tired of Taylor Swift. But we're gonna have to deal with them for another 2 weeks. I'm telling you all right now. So, yep, Lonely Island. Kansas City's gonna win this game. They're gonna go to the Super Bowl again. It's the inevitable. No, Patrick Mahomes. So sorry. Moving forward, Detroit Lions. They finally made it to an NFC Championship game. Made it before the Cowboys.
They did. Dan Campbell, I'm sorry I ever doubted you.
San Francisco 49ers. They were the 1 seed. Playing in San Fran, or I should say Santa Clara. Let's not give them that much credit. San Francisco favored by 7 points. Tony, we'll start with you on this one.
Man, this is tough because like I hate how this league, they do this because they get you with the reactionary about recency bias and what you've seen, and that's what it makes you think when you see these lines. But man, this Niners team, I want to pick them to lose so badly, but I don't think they're going to. I think they're going to win this game, but 7 points feels like way too many. I just feel like this team, they're really, really complete. Brock Purdy is really like it's like the difficult discussion point with Brock Purdy where you're like, yeah, he's good. He's just not as good as these other MVPs that are playing right now. And then people get all offended because you can't really have that discussion. But man, that Niners team, they feel like they're so ripe for an upset, and like they don't play well in close games. Like they feel like a front runner. And I want to pick that Lions team so badly, but that Lions defense, that secondary, I just have so many questions. And I think maybe Ayuk gets loose and makes some plays for the Niners. I think the Niners win this game by a field goal, but I think the Lions go ahead and cover, and I think it's back and forth, and it's some like heartbreaker for the Lions on some late field goal. But I got the Lions covering, and I think it's going to be Niners and Ravens in the Super Bowl.
All right, Nick, Lions or Niners?
I am completely with what Tony was saying there, because I do think that the Niners will actually end up winning this game. But it won't be. It's just too many points. I just think that this is going to be back and forth, like Tony said. It's going to end late touchdown, late field goal. They'll win by 3 or 4, because the past 6 San Francisco home games, they're 0-6 against the spread. So I think that trend continues. The Niners still win this game, but the Lions cover here.
You can't deny this is an amazing storyline. You have the number 1 draft pick going up against the literal last draft pick in terms of quarterbacks here with Jared Goff and Brock Purdy. I'm going Detroit, but I think that they're going to win the game, to be honest. Like, I think that they have the momentum right now, more so than anything. And we saw with Niners, they struggled with Green Bay last weekend, and they're going to have to face a much better Detroit defense this weekend, which I think is, ultimately, I think what you're going to get out of this game is you're going to see that Brock Purdy is the downfall of the Niners, which anybody reasonable could have told you throughout the season that, Brock Purdy's probably like the weak point on that team, despite being in MVP conversations and whatnot. So I think Jared Goff goes to Super Bowl number 2 and faces off against the Chiefs. So, all right, gentlemen, any final thoughts before we head into Super Bowl weekend and we're done with conference championships? Tony?
Jared Goff finally beating the Niners. He's never beat them in his career. You got him going to the Super Bowl. I like it. I'm sorry I doubted you. Completing that Jon Snow circle in the NFL, coming back and beating that Rams team in the playoffs. That was a really, really good playoff game, and dude has been awesome, man. He's been awesome. Like, Jared Goff as a Lions quarterback in the playoffs is like a completely different quarterback than Jared Goff as a Rams quarterback. So, yeah, man, that would be awesome. I hope you're right. I hope that me and Nick are wrong, and I hope Lions do win. That would be awesome for that city.
Yeah, I think so as well. Nick?
Yeah, I agree with you guys. I'd love to see Dan Campbell in the Super Bowl. I was back in 2016 when they hired Gase. I was really pulling it for. They didn't even give Dan Campbell an interview. Most of the fan base down here, those last few games that he coached with them in 2015, you could see how a team just rallies behind their coach. So I'd love to see Dan Campbell in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, at one time, he was kind of the butt of the joke. Everybody was going after kneecaps and whatnot. It's pretty wild. But here he is, considering how he flipped that team around even last season to now they're in an NFC Championship. Got to give him a lot of credit. Got to give Jared Goff a lot of credit. So I'd say even if they do lose this game, very successful season for the Lions and much deserved. So hopefully they can continue that success. All right. We're almost to basketball season, as you can see. So Luka Doncic, 73 points the other night. Congrats to him. But, yep, we're only going to have one more game left. We'll see who's in it. So join us for our Super Bowl episode later on. We're the Sports Buds. I'm Chris Billings for Nicholas J. Kerr, Tony Barley. Everybody enjoy the games.
Thanks for watching the Sports Buds. Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe.